Good afternoon, buenas tardes, bon après-midi, bon pomeriggio, annyeonghaseyo. I really wonder if there's another way to say hello in Korean that's not just annyeonghaseyo, but it's still a very beautiful greeting. If you know what it means, I'll put it right here, and I wouldn't be opposed to saying that the entire day. As you can see, it's been yet again another busy morning, but I'm very pleased that all the orders have already gone out except for the one, the one lonely one that was left behind because I couldn't get a hold of my customer to clear some doubts. So it'll go out tomorrow, but everything else has been delivered or mailed and charged. Everything has already been put away. The floor is clear except for that one bag. And it really feels like a load off my shoulders, especially with the infusion coming up. I really need everything to get done on time. After we got back from the deliveries and the post office, I've just been editing the vlogs that are so far behind now, as well as my home business promos. Oh, look at my little snuggler. Why are you not on your pillows? Why do you have to always give Luna a hard time? Mira, Lali, Lali. In case you don't know, that's been Lali's spot ever since the first day I brought her home. She just snuggled up. I'll put a picture right here. She snuggled up on Luna's belly, and that's where she's been sleeping ever since. And Luna doesn't mind it. Lali will crawl up all over her, and Luna won't complain. My husband has actually been trying to get my little dog off the husky because her hind legs are shaking. She's very ill. She's turning 13 this summer. So we're trying to keep the pressure off her hind legs. But as I was saying, I'm editing my home business promo videos. It's right there. But I also started talking with somebody who's also teaching freelance. So she's helping me with some resources. I need something for one of my students. This morning, well, last night, this morning, my other student who I hadn't seen since COVID started messaged me to see if we could continue our session, resume where we left off. With my infusion Monday, that means I have so much work to do before then, but it's fine. I'd rather be busy than having nothing to do. My husband has been very busy taking over all of my household chores and then some, because what are you doing?
Killing the weed.
Oh, that's a weed killer?
Mm-hmm.
So he's even killing the weeds, and you already saw that he redid the garden. It's coming in very nicely. Yeah, some plants are still a little sad, but they'll be fine. Because he took over all my household chores, and I even told him this earlier, I didn't really know what to do. I told him I felt a little guilty just dedicating time to all the things I had to do for my businesses. And I didn't want to leave him with all the household chores. I'm so used to doing everything by myself. But he just said, I'm fine cleaning. I have nothing to do. And he doesn't start school until August, so just take advantage of it, I guess. My catchphrase for this week is, I'm tired. I still haven't uploaded my vlog. I still haven't uploaded my promo for my home business, but I did spend an hour on a very important call. We were talking about the challenges of homeschooling, especially when it's not our children, because we're not with them 24/7. So that took about an hour, and as soon as we hung up, I put on my tennis shoes and we went for a walk with the doggies. It was a very long walk too. Now I'm cooking, and my husband went to Redbox. Don't worry, they've already been disinfected. So we're gonna have a movie night tonight. But before I sit down to have dinner with him and do our little movie night, I'm going to follow through on our Korean lesson. I mentioned last time that a really dear friend who watches all my videos, comments on most of them, and is supporting me so much with this YouTube project, hang on, I'm gonna turn on the light, suggested that I cover the Korean alphabet. I had replied that it's pretty complicated and I wouldn't even know where to begin to explain it, but rather than use that as an excuse, I'm going to take the opportunity to really understand it so well I can actually explain it. But because putting things up here on the screen is actually very time consuming for me and I'm already behind, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way and use my whiteboard. Okay, here we go. And wow, does this ever feel weird, because I have not stood in front of a blackboard or a whiteboard in 6 years. Wow. Anywho, here we go. There is a beautiful history to the Korean alphabet. I do not know it, or I don't know all the details. So I either owe it to you or you can Google it yourself, but there's a beautiful history behind it. And there's also Chinese metaphysics involved in the writing system. I know that you've seen, especially if you've been watching my videos, you've seen things like that, you've seen things like that, and you've seen things like that. Now, it looks like lines and circles to you, and it makes no sense. Once you get to know what everything is, just like in English and Spanish and any other language, you can associate a symbol to a sound, and that's all it is. You don't have to memorize a meaning behind it. You just associate a symbol to a sound, just like you know that this is either a, or depending on how you combine it, it's a, consonant, a, or if you are, now everybody's in the office.
Nice.
If you're reading in Spanish, then you have the simple a, and if you're looking at it in French, you have a. It's a symbol related to a sound. The way it works with Korean behind Chinese metaphysics, and again, I'm not gonna explain this elaborately, it's all about finding balance, yin and yang. So according to my notes, this is meant to be the sky. The circle is meant to be the sky. The horizontal line is meant to symbolize flat earth, and the vertical line is meant to represent a standing human. There are two ways to combine all these lines and circles. This is where I get mixed up as a learner, where to put them, but the basic model, the box is fairly simple. You can either put a symbol here, and a final consonant here, or you have them stacked right one on top of the other. So there's just those two ways to write, or you could have like a single vowel by itself. You're gonna see that in just a second. To start slowly and easily, the same way that I decided to learn it, because they do throw everything at you in one lesson, I'm just gonna do the simple vowels, or as they call them here, the first derived vowels, the basic ones. All right. It's fairly simple with these first derived vowels. Once you get to know these, the rest will be very easy to remember. And I'm gonna write a phonetic equivalent next to it. This one is a, just like our a, just like Spanish a, it's a. If you don't know phonetics, this symbol might be a little confusing, but just picture it as an O that is not completely closed. So it's a. This one is just like O. It's O, Spanish O, English O. Same here, like in Spanish, English, Italian, U. The sound U, not the letter U, but we have the vowel sound U. I'm gonna skip this one. You'll see why. Let's go to this one. Just like in Spanish, just like in English, just like in Italian, just like in French, you have your vowel sound E. Regular old common E. Now let's look at this one, which is a unique sound to English, Spanish, French, and Italian speakers. This one does not have a close equivalent to it. Maybe if you were to think of, if you know French, the French schwa. It's not really any vowel. It's kind of like a middle neutral vowel. You don't open your mouth, you don't close your mouth, you don't tense it, you don't lax it. It's just kind of there. It's This one, the way the professor online explained it, was kind of like You kind of tense your jaw a little bit. You open your mouth slightly and emit the That's the best I can explain it. That's how she explained it online. It's a unique sound, again, if you don't have it in your other languages, but you can work with it. You'll see. When you start saying some things, you'll learn to include it in your repertoire of sounds. These are the only vowels I'm going to cover with you today, again, because they're the first derived vowels. They're the simplest. You're going to see later on with second derived that they are key to understanding the rest of the phonetic system as far as vowels go. So the only thing I'm going to do for now is show you words that we've already practiced so you can recognize some of these symbols. Okay, here we have two vowels. Can you spot them? The first one is very obvious right here. It's exactly as it's shown over here. E, And then the other one is right here in the middle. Don't worry about the consonants, that's coming later on, but here's the other vowel. You remember i름 for name? 이름이 뭐예요? What is your name? 이름. And you hear that it's not a u, o, a, I, it's 이름. Let's try a long one now. Please don't judge my writing if you are a Korean speaker. I know that I'm not writing fluently or I'm writing kind of like a textbook, but this is the only way I know how to write for now. Anywho, what vowels do you recognize in this one? We have one right here. These are second derived. We'll see them tomorrow, but here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. And there's another one. Consonants aside, let's see what we have. A, 니용, ha. See the a. 니용, ha. Se, yo. Again, these are second derived. We'll see them tomorrow. And you see what I'm telling you about writing two characters and then one on the bottom, or you can stack them, although we don't have any stacked right here, but this one is stacked 1, 2, 3 on top of the other. Those are your two writing styles or writing spaces for Korean. That's the best I can do for now. I hope it was coherent and that you were able to follow along okay. Please let me know how this went for you, because I don't want to dive into second derived tomorrow or show you consonants or anything else that has to do with Korean writing if I'm not explaining myself okay. So please, your feedback this time around is critical. Let's head over to the kitchen now. My husband already turned the rice and turned the heat down. Gonna finish making what we're gonna eat with the rice and sit down for a nice movie night. Tomorrow's infusion day.
Good try.
Yeah. I was involuntarily crying. I literally wanted to throw up.